Welcome to Biz Wire. I'm Joseph Nordstrom in Beijing. In another enormous undertaking, China plans to build a $40 billion canal across Nicaragua to rival the Panama Canal. Experts say it may take 11 years to finish and require the digging of about 130 miles of waterway, depending on which route is decided upon. Canal proponents say the waterway could create 40,000 construction jobs and double the GDP of Nicaragua, one of the poorest countries in Latin America. The government of Nicaragua plans to grant the HK Nicaragua Canal Development Investment Company, a Chinese company, a concession for an initial 50 years with the possibility of doubling it. Under the deal, the Chinese company would pay Nicaragua $10 million annually during the first decade, followed by a share of canal revenues that would begin at 1% and rise to an unspecified percentage over the duration of the concession. After completing the concession, the Chinese company would have to turn over to Nicaragua all buildings and other canal infrastructure. Critics say there needs to be more information before politicians approve the construction of a canal whose location and environmental impact has not been determined. Others have questioned the plan's viability just a few hundred miles northwest of the Panama Canal. Feasibility studies have indicated 6 potential routes across Nicaragua, many connecting with Lake Nicaragua in the western half of the country, but the legislation approved Monday does not specify which one would actually be dug. China feels it either is or certainly will be a world power, and that it is vital to secure strategic areas around the world to ensure trade and access to resources remain no matter what circumstances arise in global relations. Just as the Panama Canal was a projection of growing U.S. power at the start of the 20th century, the Nicaragua project already reflects China's influence and financial clout around the world. The Panama Canal has been under the control of the Republic of Panama since 1999, but under the original treaties negotiated by the Carter administration, the United States retained a permanent right to defend the canal if its openness and neutrality were ever at risk. While the canal belongs to Panama, the United States still considers it a vital asset necessary for national defense. China likely has similar geopolitical motives in Nicaragua, even if the economics don't yet justify a second Central American canal. Panama nets about $1 billion per year in tolls on its canal and has the ability to undercut any potential rival on price. The canal currently handles about 5% of all worldwide shipping traffic, and it would be substantially higher if the canal weren't already running at maximum capacity, pending the operation of a new, wider lane set to open in 2014. The new lane, which costs $5.2 billion, will accommodate significantly larger ships and is expected to double the canal's current capacity. Critics have been asking whether Central America needs 2 canals, even in an age of growing world trade. But Jason Bittner, director of the Center for Urban Transportation Research at the University of Southern Florida, said the demand will probably be there by the time the Nicaragua project is finished. Despite the doubts over the viability and damage to the environment, though, Nicaragua has been rushing in as the boost to the country's economy is too hard to resist. Its canal promoters argued in a 2006 presentation that they could capture 4.5% of world maritime freight traffic and notch a 22% profit margin by 2025, though their cost estimates at the time were much lower than that of the project presented this week. You're watching Biz Wire on the Blue Ocean Network. Stay tuned and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more in economic insight.